What's up everyone, Jacob Gago here. Today I'm going to talk about some updates regarding my Tesla performance, as well as kind of to tell you guys how I've been feeling since I switched my order. As I'm talking, I'll basically answer a lot of the questions you guys have been asking me. And then also stick around to the end. I'm going to tell you something to make sure you do if you placed your order or you plan to finance. So make sure to stick around for that. All right, so how have I been feeling since I made the switch to the performance? I won't lie, I've been excited. I've been checking the app almost every single day, even though I know I don't need to, because I'll just get a text message saying to check the app when the VIN comes in. But I've just been watching probably every single video. I've been on Twitter, I've been on Reddit. I would say hands down, I am for sure super excited for the switch. If you guys didn't know, on January 10th is when I first ordered my long range, and at that time it was the white interior. I really do love Tesla's white interiors. If you didn't know, at that time the white interiors for the long range was taking a long time, and like in my last video I explained that it was on my way to change my configuration from the long range to the performance that I got my VIN for that. Of course, I turned that down and went with the performance. In addition to my decision, one of the biggest dilemmas I had was whether to go black interior or white interior. If I went white interior, then I had to do stealth gray to get the tax credit, but I really only like white cars. So I was kind of forced to go for the black interior. After doing so much research and finally getting to see the white interior in person, I became a lot more confident and happy that I actually switched to the black interior. The white interior was a lot more sleek in the prior gen, especially on the door panels. It was very nice, had a nice sway to it. But with the newer models, I feel like it's too much white everywhere, like literally the whole door panel is white. So you can see the holes is everywhere. It's more obvious. And one of the biggest reasons why I also chose to stay with the black interior was because of the ventilated holes. It's a lot more obvious on the white interior. And I haven't really heard too many good things about the maintenance of perforated seats with white interiors. I realized that for some reason on the white interiors, where the ventilated seat holes are, it kind of does look dirty in contrast to the place where it doesn't have holes. So you guys have been asking me what my delivery range is. So right now it's from May 20th to June 2nd. At first this was actually, I believe, like early of May all the way to the end of June. So the fact that it came to now the last 2 weeks of May-ish, I feel like it's actually a good sign that the car would actually come around this time. I also spoke to a Tesla advisor. Usually they'll just say, hey, I know as much as you know, but this time, according to his system, he saw that April 23rd, I should hear something about the car by then. So I don't know. He said as much that anything can change, and I do agree, but as it stands, I'm looking for April 23rd to see if anything happens on that day. Funny enough, if you ordered the Highland when it first came out and it was the white interior, more likely you waited a couple months until you got a VIN. Tesla was only giving VINs at that time for the black interior. With the performance, if you order the white interior, you're getting VIN for that. And then if you order the black interior, more likely you have to wait. How long we have to wait for the black interior, of course, we don't know, but I do find it really annoying for those who may have even made the switch to a black interior thinking they were gonna get that first. Nope. If you got a white interior, now you're getting that first. So deliveries have started for the performance, but I believe the NTHSA still needs to do some approval, or maybe it has been approved. The Tesla website did not update their EPA on there. I am a little afraid that the range may drop, as that did happen in prior models. Tesla can overstate EPAs, but let's see what happens. Hopefully that does not become the case, but even if it does, I hope that we get to unlock range. It's sad enough that we have to pay just to get extra range, but it is what it is. As long as that availability is there, I think it will be really nice to pay to get more range. It's very much possible that the infrastructure is already built into these cars. I'm not even surprised if you told me the old models could go almost close to 400 miles, but it's just locked. So just having the ability to unlock the range, I think would be really nice. To add to also the craziness that Tesla is known for, so right now there's actually a Model 3 that's moving around with a front camera. Nobody knows whether this is a new version of a Model 3, which is funny because January we just got the Highland, and around April 23rd we got the performance. So now we're talking about a new Model 3. It just doesn't make any sense. Now the question is, are we going to get a recall where people can now get the front camera for free? Is it an add-on that you got to pay for, or it's just really for robo-taxi? We're gonna have to wait and find out, but it's good to mention that there is another Model 3 roaming around with new hardware 5 potentially, whereas the cars that come right now is hardware 4. Obviously, I've been borrowing a car for many months, so I don't have the luxury to wait. But if you're not in a rush to get a car, I'm sure new leaks would come out, so we'll get a better idea of what that is. So there's one last thing I want to talk about that I haven't heard anybody really talk about on any video. When I finally got to see the white and the black interior in person, I noticed that both versions had a little wrinkle on near the hip area, and it looks like the seat is actually a lot more cheaper. So I did a little digging around, and I don't think it's the same vegan leather we once had. I think this one's called Faux leather, F-A-U-X, something like that. And it's a type of leather that could last up to 10 years, but it does get wear and tear a lot faster. And I'm already seeing that these cars have not been out for so long, and it's already like wrinkling, and it looks off. It looks like there's something wrong. So I'm hoping that this isn't a ongoing complaint. I did check a prior gen, and I did realize the prior vegan leather did not wrinkle as much. It was there, but not too obvious. Whereas with the current Highland versions, it is far more obvious. So I'm amazed nobody has talked about it, but it is something I'm looking at that I feel like is a bummer if it really is super cheap leather. So at the time of recording this, it is April 20th, so I have about 3 more days to see what happens on the 23rd. Maybe a VIN or just something happening to my profile or some news, we'll see. So I did say in the beginning of the video that if you are going to finance a Tesla, you actually want to do this one thing. Right after you place the order, you're going to get an email or a notification within the app to say to apply for finance, lease, or cash. The sad truth is we don't know how long it will take for you to get your VIN. So what I recommend, and also what a Tesla advisor recommended, was go to cash option. Yes, doesn't mean you have to do that. As soon as you get your VIN, you're actually going to get the availability to switch it back to a finance or lease. The reason why you want to do this is because Tesla only allows you to have your application approval open for 30 days. After that, you're going to have to reapply again. So we don't know how long your VIN may take, so you actually don't want to apply for finance yet. Just switch it to cash. As soon as you get your VIN, switch it back to finance or lease, and you should be good to go. Of course, if anything changes, I'll let you guys know. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if you did order this car already. What is your current configuration? What state are you in? And what is your delivery window? If you didn't order any of the Highlands, I would love to know, are you waiting for the Hardware 5 or maybe the Model Y refresh? Please let me know in the comments below. As always, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.